Hello everyone, I'm Steven. Here's a solution for our last question in Yang Math League round 62. Hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe my channel.
Let's get into the question. So the question is, how many ways can we tile a 3 by 1000 rectangle with 1 by 2 dominoes? In fact, we'll solve a generalized form for this question. Say we first began with a 3 by 2k rectangle, 3 by 2k rectangle. And we want to find out how many ways we can tile this rectangle with 1 by 2 dominoes. So that there are 8k number of ways of tiling this rectangle with 1 by 2 dominoes, and we try to find the recursion from there. And then we could solve for 8k. So now let's look at the very front of this 3 by 2k rectangle. There are only two ways of tiling the very front, and that is either that's like this. So in this case, this is 2, this is 1, this is 2, this is 1. Or the only other way is that with their place reversed. So you have this. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 1, this is 2. So there are only two ways of tiling the very beginning of this 3 by 2k rectangle. And after you tile the very beginning, what we're left with is a 2 times k minus 1 times 3 rectangle with an extra 1 by 2 rectangle that is sticking out from the beginning. So we have, here's a 2, this is a 1. And we don't know how many ways we can tile this weird shape. So let's say there are bk minus 1 way of tiling this weird shape. Okay, so now we can set up the recursion that is ak is equal to 2 times bk minus 1. So now we'll try to find the recursion for bk. Say right now we have bk, and that is, here you have a 1 by 2, and then you have a 3 by 2k rectangle with a 2 by 1 rectangle sticking out. So there are in total bk number of ways of tiling this. Once again, we look at the very front of this bk. And there are also only two ways of tiling this beginning of bk. And that is, we either place a 1 by 2 domino here, or we place the domino the other way, which looks like this. So these are the only ways we can tile bk. So we can set up the recursion that is, once this 1 by 2 are taken away, what we're left with is 3 by 2k. So that is equal to exactly ak number of ways of tiling this rectangle. And looking at the second case, we know that when we, this is just bk minus 1. So we have bk minus 1 number of ways of tiling the rest of the shape. So we can get bk is equal to ak plus bk minus 1. Okay, so with these two recursive formula, we could find both bk and ak. So first, substitute in ak is equal to 2 times bk minus 1. So we will get bk is equal to 2 times bk minus 1 plus bk minus 1. So that is equal to 3 bk minus 1. Okay, so once we know a single value in b, then we can find every term in the b sequence. The easiest one is obviously b0. So let's look at what is b0. So b0 is actually just a 1 by 2 tile, and well, there's only one way of tiling this 1 by 2 rectangle, So we know that B0 is equal to 1. And so with this formula here, we can get B1 is equal to 3, B2 is equal to 9, and based on this pattern, you can know that Bn is equal to 3 to the nth power. Okay, so now we already solved for bk, the sequence bk, and now we look at sequence ak. So we know that ak is equal to 2 times bk minus 1. We can substitute in bk minus 1 is equal to 3 to the k minus 1's power, so that is 2 times 3 to the k minus 1's power. And so we have found the formula for ak. So now we could just substitute in the k value and find how many ways are there to tile the 3 times 1000 rectangle. So we know that 1000 is equal to 2 times 500. So we know that there is exactly 500 ways of tiling this 3 times 1000 rectangle. And we know that 500 is equal to 2 times 3 to the 499th power. And therefore, there are this many ways of tiling the 3 times 1000 rectangle with 1/2 dominoes, and we're done.
In order to solve this problem, you need some knowledge in recursion. Noticing the relationship between the smaller cases of the same problem will guide you to the solution. Hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe my channel.